Donald Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, and his wife Akie Abe depart after having dinner at Ginza Ukaite restaurant on Sunday in Tokyo. Photo app New Delhi. U.S. President Donald Trump began a visit to Asia on Sunday, landing in Japan to underscore U.S. commitment to a region that his administration is increasingly referring to as the Indo-Pacific, something China is watching with increasing wariness. The high point of the trip is expected to be Trump presenting the U.S. vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific region in a speech in Vietnam on the 10th of November, the White House said in a statement ahead of the visit. It comes months after Trump announced U.S. withdrawal from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a 12-nation trade pact clinched in 2016, aimed at bolstering the U.S. position in the Asia-Pacific region, where Chinese influence is seen as growing. Analysts and policymakers in India are closely watching the 314 November Asia visit that will see Trump stop off in South Korea, China, Vietnam and the Philippines besides Japan, the longest trip by a U.S. president to the region in 2 decades, according to reports. Of particular interest to India is the increasing use of the term Indo-Pacific to refer to the vast expanse of land and sea spanning Australia to India. The references to Indo-Pacific are not entirely new, said former Foreign Secretary Lalit Mansingh, who also served as India's ambassador to the U.S. But what is different is the change in emphasis in the Trump administration, which seems determined on a more muscular approach to the region, he said. A Washington Post report recently pointed out that U.S. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, briefing reporters ahead of Trump's Asia visit, had said that the U.S. president has placed 43 calls to Indo-Pacific leaders since he took office. Trump also used the term in public remarks at a cabinet meeting last week. It said, the increasing references to Indo-Pacific come as India is seen as a key economy in the region and a major market for the U.S., Mansingh said. There is also the aggressive rise of China and security concerns vis-a-vis North Korea over its nuclear and missile plans, Mansingh said. Along with Japan and Australia, it is seen as important to keep India as part of the security architecture in Asia that will guarantee stability in Asia and the freedom of navigation in the Indo-Pacific, Mansingh said. During a visit to India in June 2012, then U.S. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta spoke of India as the linchpin of the U.S. then newly announced pivot to Asia strategy. But one of the clearest enunciations came in the 2017 India's joint statement, which described India and the U.S. as democratic stalwarts in the Indo-Pacific region, an idea that was substantially expanded by U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson in a speech last month at the Washington-based Center for Strategic and International Studies. We hope the collaboration among relevant countries could comply with the trend of times, which refers to peace, development, cooperation and shared benefits, and conform to the prospect of common security and development, the Chinese Foreign Ministry in Beijing said in a statement on Sunday. We hope it would be beneficial for improving the mutual trust among countries and regions, and at the same time, safeguard and promote peace, tranquility and prosperity within the area, without targeting or damaging a third party's interest, it said. In his recent remarks, Tillerson referred to India, saying it makes perfect sense that the United States at this time should seek to build on the strong foundation of our years of cooperation with India. It is indeed time to double down on a democratic partner that is still rising, and rising responsibly, for the next 100 years. On China, the U.S. top diplomat said that while rising alongside India it had done so less responsibly, at times undermining the international rules-based order, even as countries like India operate within a framework that protects other nations' sovereignty. Tillerson's remarks drew a sharp response from China, with its envoy in the U.S. Qui Tiankai last week stating that no one could contain China now. The reference was to Tillerson's call for a quadrilateral arrangement between India, U.S., Japan and Australia to ensure stability in the Indo-Pacific region. India on its part said it was open to working with like-minded countries on issues that advance our interests and promote our viewpoint. Indian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ravish Kumar told reporters last week that India was not rigid in this regard. Because of our broad acceptability as a country, there are a number of such initiatives which we are part of. Mansingh noted that India's response had undergone a change from being uncomfortable about being seen as too close to the U.S. to joining hands with the U.S. The Indian position has changed due to an aggressive China and its experience at Doklam, said Mansingh, referring to a 73-day military standoff between India and China on the Bhutanese plateau of Doklam that ended on the 28th of August. It will take 1,015 years before India can confidently say it can militarily face up to an adversary like China. In the interim, we will need to be part of a collective security architecture of like-minded countries, Mansingh said.